Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on another Marth team here. It looks like, this Marth was really popular, or is really popular. A lot of factors going into that. The fact that he is probably never going to return, being one of the main factors. No one has any idea if he's ever going to pop back up and get up again. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be sent to the Shadow Realm because he is such a premium unit that I can't really see them rerunning him anytime soon. But then also, it's not that great when, everything isn't built around him. So, there is that caveat to it. But also, you can just build a team around him. So, not a lot of arguments against. Pretty decent defense here. What we're going to do is just Linux. I gotta say, I've been getting some practice with this team with Elm. Lin plus Elm is just disgusting, man. Like, if there's something that if you're unable to kill the fire save, you just don't even have to attack the fire save. And that is, Lin alone by herself was already strong. Honestly, I don't even need Cordelia. Right now, the main thing that Cordelia is providing is the stat swings with the sabotage and that C skill that she has, guidance. That's really the main thing that she's providing. The 5 hits a lot of times aren't even necessary to really take anything out. I could really swap out Cordelia for any other debuffer or another dancer or another ranged unit that could potentially hit and run. But yeah, Cordelia isn't even needed on this team anymore because Lin can basically just attack who she wants with the partnership from Elm. So yeah, this is I don't know if this is like my new this is the easiest way to clear a map at this stage. This is so easy. And the thing is, there really is no one that you can put into that front space. I don't want to say no one. There aren't that many units that you can put into the front space that will be able to survive a combat against Lin. And then once you do that, all you got to do is just avoid wherever the enemy is going to potentially end up. And once you know how the AI works, or you have an understanding of how the enemy AI works, it's pretty easy to just back up into space. Which, again, I'll come back to the point that it's important to keep that space in your back row. You'll never know when you're going to need it. And I have just enough to get out of range of what we have here in the enemies. And then also, I think the final touch to this team is Baby Golvig just being able to end the turn of whatever unit I so desire. It just makes this whole thing come together that much better. But yeah, this is I feel like this is my favorite team now, and I'm probably going to use it for the rest of the season for anything that I feel that I'm just don't want to think about. This is my new I don't want to think about it team because it's so easy to use. And a lot of it is Elm. Giving him the Erica ring just makes him a competent combat unit. I feel like it's also cheating because he already hits so hard, and then to partner that with giving him the ability to quad, it really doesn't feel fair to run him in this capacity. But he's in the game, so why not? I also don't even know how to solve for this problem as well because I've built my defense and I don't even think that it can really withstand this amount of firepower. Like, if I really tried to do this against my defense, I could actually just get it done with very little issue. And I guess the main thing you could potentially do is put the fire saves and the armored units in front, but then one of them is probably going to die either way because you can only put the Hardy Bearing on one far save, and whoever that far save is probably going to need you only have one far save, so whoever that other unit is, you could counterpick, put Hector there, and then give the other armored unit Hardy Bearing. Maybe it'll work out that way, but then you leave yourself exposed to other strategies like Unaka and stuff like that. So it's it's very very tricky. Lin has, when did she come out? I feel like she's had at this point in time a little bit more longevity than Ike. I want to say, I feel like Lynn is going to live, especially with the introduction of Elm here. She's going to live, I feel, at least until CYL, because the combination of this two and whoever else you want to introduce is still just so good. And yeah, man, this is as easy as Ether raids is ever going to be, man. It's so, like, the only way that I can lose at this point is if I make dumb mistakes, which I can potentially do here. Let me think this through. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, that's longer than I anticipated, and I got a phone call as well, so had to cut. But yeah, we're gonna take out Marth here. That's the main play, because the other option was to end his action, but then Rhea would warp, which is bad. So being able to KO Marth is probably gonna win me the match here, and I just gotta figure out how to do that. And I think with the Sabotage Deep, there we go, with the Sabotage Deep, it's like I said, Cordelia is really here for her support, and there we go again, Sabotage coming in handy. Mid-turn, another debuff there, and we'll get into an extra attack as well, but it's really the speed drop. He's getting the advantage off, but he's no longer able to meet the speed check to hit 3 times or 2 times, even with the Phantom speed. So yeah, Elm is insane, man. His effects is undefended, strong, but as a combat unit, he is far stronger than Embla was upon her release. Is that accurate? I think so. Yeah, he is a very, very competent combat unit, and I can only imagine how hard they'll go, how many stats they're gonna put into that Embla refine and remix when the time comes around, because she's gonna have to, no way Elm is gonna be the strongest of the two. Recency or whatever, there's no way Elm is just gonna be the strongest. That, I don't see how that's canonical. It doesn't make sense. Gotta kill Riss here. That's a good pick. Gris, yeah, we gotta kill him. But we got Layla for that, so we'll figure it out. Yeah, this is a really strong team, man. Really, really strong. I could even drop Cordelia, put Layla in the spot, and then have Flash from the beginning to make things even easier on myself if I wanted to do. Or that could even be a separate team. But yeah, team aside, if you want to copy this, I would 100% recommend copying this. It's very strong. But yeah, team aside, what's going on? Banner dropping tonight, and then let's see what that Brattle banner will have. I really need something to put into that secret summoning hole on my defense, so hopefully we get something there. I've been contemplating, like, I'm really on the edge in terms of potentially summoning for fallen male Alir, because I didn't get him, I got female Alir. So I'm on the verge of trying to summon for him, but then also I'm trying to see how it all plays out, because I don't want to go and then pull for the unit and then end up not using him at all, which happens from time to time. The thing is, it's really the fact that he has distant counter. He has that effect that gives the stats and all of that stuff, and he has the miracle. Those 3 things kind of play exactly into what I'm trying to do on defense, but then also I'm really worried about the speed check, because if he dies, then it's kind of pointless. Essentially what I need is someone who is fast enough to outspeed Elm, and then also has enough bulk to use distant counter. So it's a difficult proposition to fill, or a difficult role to fill, for that slot. Either you gotta be fast, or you're bulky enough to survive against Elm, or be able to take him out in the counter attack. And I haven't really found too many units that can take out Elm when he's able to quad. So yeah, that is a problem. Don't know how long that will be a problem for, but currently it's a problem. And that's not even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is Camilla, and I don't have a solution for that. So, whatever happens, there happens. We just accept it, and we keep it pushing. But yeah, this one's pretty much done. We're just gonna go around, get the pots, and GG's. What was I talking? I think I was talking about. What show was I talking about yesterday? Oh yeah, Zeus and his dirtbag ways. He is just the biggest of man whores, and a lot of what we have in Greek mythology in terms of some of the storylines would not have happened if he wasn't such a man whore. And that's where I left off. But there was something else that I watched that I wanted to talk about. I watched another show. Interstellar.
Why not?
Man, I know it came out like 2000s, years ago, at least 20 something years ago, but first time watching it, I kept putting it off because I was just like, I really hate anything that is about the power of love. It's so cringe. Not cringe, but like, I hate when you boil things, I hate when things boil down to the power of love. It annoys me greatly as a storytelling mechanic to give someone plot armor. It's really annoying. After watching Fairy Tail, man, I hate that trope. I really hate it so much. The power of friendship, the power of love, I hate it so much. But yeah, Interstellar, way better than I would have imagined. Way ahead of its time, looking back at when it came out and the themes that it covered, how well it covered the themes that it covered. Yeah, Interstellar, with Matthew McConaughey, who I have very high regards for. He's like one of my, I don't want to say favorite, but I think he's a very, very good actor, and he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for some of the roles that he takes on. He's very versatile, and he really goes deep into some of those roles, man. Matthew McConaughey, very, very good movie, Interstellar, and surprise appearance from Mr. Matt Damon. And I gotta tell you, man, that plot twist, I did not see that coming in the slightest, man. That plot twist really had me hooked. I was like, man, did not see that, but I won't ruin it for you. You'll see it when you know, if you've already seen it. I'm pretty sure you know about it, but I think a lot of you were like in your 20s, so maybe you haven't watched Interstellar. Yeah, if you haven't watched Interstellar, highly recommend it. It's a very good movie about space if you're into that type of stuff. Wormholes, I find particularly intriguing, even though I don't 100% understand it, but I think it's pretty cool. Good way to like end the universe and Earth and all that good stuff, I guess. Go check it out. GG's. See you in the next one. Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on our opponent here with the team that I used yesterday. Yeah, let's go over the, pretty straightforward defense. Biggest threat here is Erica and Claw to some extent. This map, I gotta say, this map layouts, or this map type, is it the map type or the layout? The map type, or the terrain type, rather. I've said it before, but it's still very good. This is still a very good map if you're building a defense on it. It's still among one of the top 3, maybe number 2, I would say. Number 1 probably still being the map that locks you away in the corner, the desert one. That still might be the best one. Really, I don't really like it that much, to be honest. I don't like maps that have defense styles. Personally, for me, I think the forest map is probably the best one since it stops cav mobility. So if I were to lean in any direction, it would probably be there, but it's kind of a negative as well, so you also can't use cavs. So I don't know. I think this map is top 2 though. But this Erica is the best unit here. She's who we're going to target on turn 1 to take out, and then figure out what to do with Claude and the gang after that, as we go along. But yeah, banner. The banner has dropped, or the trailer has dropped, and
Astra Storm.
Yeah, those were some units. Yeah, man. Basically, Brave Seliph 2.0. Another Julia, better than Legendary Julia, I guess. And who else was on the banner? Larce, who is basically a side grade to Legendary Ira, in a sense. I mean, yeah, that's I don't know, man. This is like I gotta go back to Bridal Catcher, man. I think that was a peak of the Bridal Banner. It's kind of been downhill from there. Maybe with Tiki, I think that was a little bit of a resurgence. Bridal Tiki was pretty decent for the time that she came out in. Didn't last very, very long, but she was still very good. But it's kind of been a downward spiral for the Bridal Banner. I haven't been too impressed with the choices. And then also the units themselves have been thus far underwhelming. There's typically one standout. Last year it was Sharena, but looking at what Julia has to offer, I don't really see her being able to keep up with what we got going on in the meta currently. I gotta pick the right unit here to take out, otherwise I lose. How do I go about this? And also, I can't end Claude's turn again because I just did it the last one. Maybe I should have let him move down, to be honest. Instead, well, there was nowhere else that I could have put her in the corner. It probably was a mistake to end Claude's action. I should have focused on someone else because he's kind of a threat right now. So, but in any case, Golvig has to go and Athos has to go. I can't res check. I can't match Athos for res. It's way too high. Even with my Phantom res, I think I'll miss out on that. So I definitely have to take out Athos. And then Golvig, I could maybe end her turn.
Close your eyes.
See how that goes. Don't think she'll be able to get dance. Plumeria can't reach. So we could maybe end Golvig's turn. But I'm kind of worried about what direction Claude is going to go. I don't know if he's going to go left or right. He might just go straight down since it's the shortest distance. But I don't know who he's chasing. So that could potentially be bad. So yeah, not great options here. Not great options at all. But still winnable. I just gotta pick my my target right. I think I got something here with Athos that I'm gonna go for, and then from there, I think we take Golvig and then we just figure out what to do with Claude afterwards and call it there. Yeah, Elm being able to quad. Actually, the fact that he needs 4 hits to take out Athos is insane because he would have missed his kill otherwise. That's. I forgot. I don't have any reposition on this team. I can't save him. I mean, he has no follow-up, so maybe he'll live an attack from... But then the dance, yeah, he's definitely gonna die, isn't he? I have no way to save him. And I can't send baby Golvig over there.
Leave it to me.
I think either way he's done for.
Sounds like fun.
Let's take out
Let's go favorable
Claude,
wind.
and then we'll end Golvig's action. And then we're just gonna have to hope that Elm can survive this combat against Neathogger. Red versus blue might actually matter here. Man, I completely forgot that I used his cancel after I broke that structure, which I did not have to do. I could have broken the structure with Plumeria, and then I'm pretty sure Elm would have gotten the KO since he would have needed to hit 4 times anyway. And I could have even just moved Thor further up for some additional stat buff support. That was this big misplay on my part. Is this brave? It doesn't even matter. Just one-shot him. Okay. Well, that happened. Oh man, that was a huge boo-boo on my part. I completely messed up there. Why are you not running the smite skill here? That's peculiar. Alright, here we go again. Alright, so made some mistakes there. Mistakes were definitely made there. All of that was my fault. I forgot that I already cancelled with him and did not enemy phase that Neathogger at all. Which I gotta say, man, she is still holding up very well. She came out, what, January, 5 months later, and she's still doing fantastic for an armored unit. Very, very good. Not Hector levels, Brave Edelgard levels of good. This Neathogger is aging very well. But yeah, that being said, we got Lynn here. very nice, but I will be just sniping here. I'm gonna do the thing that I was supposed to do in the previous match, made easier by the fact that Sigurd can't reach. No one here is going to be able to snipe me from range, so we pick and choose. Like I said before, very easy to pick and choose now with Elm support. But back to the banner. Let's wrap up that conversation that I was kind of... That's probably why I got distracted. But yeah, I was saying that it's just Brave Seliph 2.0. Even though, you know, he has a lot of nice stuff, I still prefer Brave Seliph because that art slaps. They really need to go back and do re-refines on these units, man. It's just injustice to how good the art was. They need to do something to make these units a little bit more viable in the current meta, but my opinion. But yeah, still, I'm pro Brave Seliph, pro Brave Erica as well. I really like her. But yeah, Julia, don't see how she's going to stand out. It's crazy that she has effective against dragons and then Rhea doesn't care because Sothis is there. So, you know, that's fantastic. Even though no way she's winning the Rest Jag, I don't think, especially if you're running her on Grit. And also, Rhea typically is a near save, not a far save, so she doesn't really have to worry about that. The snakes, not dragons. So yeah, and I think we'll get summer snakes as well because Neathauger and a bathing suit will definitely sell. But yeah, I'm not like too keen on what Julia has to offer. I think she's the weakest of the dual bridal units that we've gotten thus far. I thought she was on a cav, but turns out she's infantry, which I was like, at least she would have some threat range. But infantry, 2-space mobility, warping, you know, there's things that you could potentially do there. But if she was a cav, she'd probably be a little bit more of a threat. But no, that's not the case. So yeah, don't see her aging particularly well. Legendary Julia fell off. Brave Deidre got her refined, still not very impactful in the meta. So yeah, I don't see... It's kind of crazy how we have so many dragons in the game, but the dragon effective damage doesn't really mean very much. Doesn't make sense, does it? And then not only that, but with the introduction of Dual Mars' new status effect, the emblem thing, I don't know what direction IS is looking to go towards with neutralizing effective damage, because that used to be like a big equalizer against like a lot of threats that we have in the meta. But to have someone that can literally just hand that out for free, does that mean, you know, we're gonna get that on another Marth alt? Well, I don't think we're gonna get another Marth alt for quite some time because he's gotten quite a few recently. But are we to expect this on another version of him sometime down the line? Which I don't know what that spells. Like, are we just not gonna be focusing? If we're not focusing on effective damage to do damage anymore, then how are we supposed to do damage? So the fact that, again, Julia has this dragon effectiveness, if Martha's there, it doesn't even matter. So, you know, what are we supposed to do about this moving forward? A lot of things to question in terms of what IS is trying to do. It feels like I'm, you know, playing investigator. But yeah, I honestly feel like skipping this banner. I literally was about to skip the banner, but then I kind of talked myself into it because Larce has something that I find particularly interesting, which is the potential to be able to survive against Elm, which is something that I need for my defense. Like I was saying, I got the extra slot unit and it's not doing too hot, if I'm being honest. I really need someone that can, whoever I put in that extra slot for Anima Season, they are going to need to be able to survive on their own. Because once Elm does his thing, it's GG's. You can't help that unit anymore. So you got armors or some type of speedy infantry that can just survive everything. Not a lot of units fit that mold, so I don't really have a ton of options. So it's looking like blue, but then you've seen, you know, Elm rip through Tamara with ease. Sita is a bit too old to be able to stand up to that test against Elm, so that's a no-go as well. So I was really hoping Bernie could do it, but like I said, her thing is start a turn and not start a phase, so she would get hit with the mid-turn and just die.
Leave it to me.
So close combat archer with Vantage is really what you would like to stop Elm from doing the thing. Not a lot of, I guess, Crom, legendary Crom, but I'm not really. He's only going to get one hit in. He would really need some type of Brave to be able to get it done, which is, what has brought me to Larce. Blue seems decently fast, has the Crusader special, has some damage reduction in that new Potent B skill, which makes it a little bit more difficult to outspeed her. And she's probably going to get, I think, it's not enemy phase, is it? Oh, Desert Ike is another option, but I think I would need merges in order to get him to be as powerful as he would need to be to survive that Elm matchup, and I don't have merges on him. And then also, I kind of want someone with a little bit of a player phase, and Desert Ike, Midriff Ike, doesn't really have a player phase unless he's around people. He can't go out and take someone out from what I've seen of him. Larce, though, seems to be able to fill that role, and hopefully it will be enough damage reduction that she can survive Elm and enough speed that she won't get outsped. But I don't know, I kind of wanted to skip the banner, but I feel like I've given myself a reason to pull, which sucks because I don't want anything on the banner really. But let's see what happens.